문화예술에 활용하는 새로운 영향력이 있는 예술을 가능하게 하는 거죠. 확인할 수 있었던 시간이 되었습니다. 특히 이런 미디어 아티스트들이 500명 이상의 어떤 그런 그룹 활동하는 지금 굉장히 많은 것이 시사하지 않나 생각이 들었습니다. 그리고 문화예술이 사람들 간에 더 많은 공감과 소통하기 위해서 삶의 표현을 하는 것을 잘 알고 있습니다. 그렇다면 좀 더 넘어서 우리의 행동을 변화시키고 삶을 더 남게 만드는 다양한 문화예술, 거기에 대해서는 어떻게 생각할 수 있을까요? 그 질문에 대한 답을 해주실 분들을 오늘 좀 소개를 드리려고 합니다. 호주 출신 아티스트 베티 서전트와 저스틴 무아이와 함께 이끌어가는 미디어 아티스트 그룹 플러그인휴먼이 그 주인공입니다. 플러그인휴먼 그룹은 기술을 활용한 예술이고 어떻게 사람들의 사회적, 물리적 참여를 유도할 수 있는지에 초점을 맞추고 창작 활동을 하고 있는 그룹입니다. 오늘 발제에서는 저스틴 무아이와 베티 서전트가 각자 기술과 예술이 어떻게 사람들에게 긍정적인 변화를 이끌어낼 수 있는지 그동안 수행한 다양한 프로젝트 사례를 통해서 말씀해 주시기 위해서 먼저 저스틴 무아이와 큰 박수로 무대로 모시고 말씀 전해드리겠습니다.
Good afternoon. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for asking us. My name is Justin Dwyer. I'm an artist and designer, and I'm the creative director along with Dr. Betty Sargent of Plugin-Human. At Plugin-Human, we try to create very positive experiences for people through technology and through creative practice. We ask ourselves, and we ask other people, how can art and technology help people be more socially and physically engaged? So to do this, I'd like to show you some of our recent projects and how we worked on this. In 2016, we created the Storytelling Machine. This is a media art installation that uses all kinds of input from people to create a complex automated story. In the creation of this work, we involved seniors, we involved children, everyday individuals, and we made sure that people could see this work from the very start, all the way through the prototypes, up to the point of being a finished work of art, because we genuinely wanted to involve people and make them feel like it was theirs and that they had some input into the art. We did a huge number of workshops across many international locations, including the Asia Culture Centre in Gwangju, especially helping people write meaningful micro-stories, very short stories, as it's very important to be able to write clearly and succinctly in this digital age. We involved people from many different cultures. And they told us their stories that had happened throughout their life. We helped them condense them into micro-stories. We all know people who are less engaged socially and physically through technology. And we'd like to change that. We want technology to work for us and everyone, rather than technology controlling us. And the people who did these workshops found them to be a genuinely social experience. People could draw characters of any size or shape, and the machine would automatically animate these characters and place them on video settings of different international locations. The machine would also place the people's micro-stories alongside the animations so as to create a huge automated collective story. Here's a video that explains a bit more. Now, when we finished this particular work of art, we felt that we had done a really good job in engaging people socially. But we thought we need to engage people physically as well. So in 2017, we created the playground. The playground is a piece using laser cut acrylic pieces and projection mapping techniques. We would make these small laser cut acrylic pieces and hide them around exhibition areas. People could work out where these pieces were through either connecting with social media using hashtags, and they would see clues as to where the pieces were around the exhibition area, or they could use a printed map. So they could do either, and they would wander around the spaces, explore the spaces, and then come back to the base sculpture and place their acrylic pieces and connect them to create a collective participatory artwork. We ran this project in Gwangju, where people could connect with their city environment and explore their geographic surroundings in a playful manner, both with themselves and their environment. And once again, they would come back to the exhibition space, connect their piece, and form the connective sculpture. We also ran this in Australia in a regional area, and I can't help but smile when I see this photo of this boy, because he was amazing. He and his family would go out every day and they would find pieces that we had hidden using the social media clues and the map clues, and they got so good we had to work really hard to stop them gathering all the pieces before other people had got to them. And they would come back to the exhibition with a truckload of pieces, and he said to us one day, he said, when we find the pieces, I feel like I'm finding myself. And when we connect the pieces, I feel like we're building our family. And when we put the pieces onto the sculpture, I feel like we're building a community. And that meant a lot to us. You could upload various pictures onto social media. When you found your piece, you could take a picture of a texture and upload it to social media. We would download this and animate it and then project it onto the sculpture, so that when you walked into the exhibition, your photo would be on the main sculpture as you connected your connecting piece. And people love this. Here's a short video to explain that further. We also used complex projection mapping techniques using a custom handmade handset with a Vive tracker on the bottom, and using Touch Designer and a Vive tracking system. People could place their sculptural piece onto the handset and we would track them in 3D space as they moved around the exhibition area. We then decided we wanted to make a simpler version, something that was more flexible, that didn't need lots of projectors and technology. So we created the word tree. With the word tree, it's similar to the playground, but it uses coloured acrylic, and it can be placed in an outdoor or an indoor location. And we can also make it any size or shape depending on the exhibition or the festival. And I'm super happy to say today that today is the world premiere of the word tree. And we have placed outside some of the sculptural pieces on these windows. As you go out, you can find a piece, you can take it to the top of T6, all the way to the top, and you can place your sculptural piece onto the main sculpture up there, and you can participate in our artwork today. We have 5 different Korean words. This is my particular favourite, which is technology. And please take a piece and go up there and participate either through finding a piece there or using hashtags to use our map that's online and to find more clues. I'd just like to say that at plugin휴먼 we're really involved in trying to make the human experience closer with technology. To that end, we have a media artwork in Taiwan currently, which Dr. Betty Sargent will speak more about in a moment. I'd just like to say thank you very much. I really appreciate your time, and please connect with us afterwards.
Hello, thank you. I'm Betty Sargent, and I'm Creative Director of plugin휴먼 alongside Justin Dwyer. We're based in Melbourne, Australia, in a university research lab, although we're an independent arts activation. And as Justin said, at plugin휴먼 we're really interested in using art and technology to help improve the human experience. And by this I mean like everyday people. Not just the special people who can understand complex art ideas. We want to distill complex ideas down and communicate it, and so that anybody can understand it. I'm going to focus on a single project today called Dream 2.2 because it has a large education quality or aspect to the project, and so it's relevant for the discussions here today. We made what we're calling a brainwave art system. And this is a system that we use in immersive installations, so exhibitions that we do in museums and art galleries. And we also use it in a workshop program. The focus behind this was to look at how art and technology can improve our lives, and we focused on sleep. And the reason we focused on sleep is that sleep is one of the 3 pillars of health alongside diet and exercise. But unlike diet and exercise, sleep is an underexplored area. And we've discovered in our research that if you're feeling tired, which many of us are, it's because we're busy and we're addicted to our devices, and many of us think that sleep is a kind of unimportant thing to do. In Australia, and it's similar here in Korea, our youth get 6.5 to 7.5 hours sleep a night on a weeknight, and this is well below the recommended 8 to 10 hours, and it's seriously impacting our mental well-being. Because a lack of sleep leads to increases in anxiety and depression and suicidal thoughts. But it's not just sleep we're lacking. When we sleep, our dreams help our memory, our learning, and our creativity. And many of us are experiencing broken or interrupted dreams. So Justin and I found this really fascinating, but also disturbing, that our relationship with technology was leading us down this negative path. So we wanted to create an artwork that would improve and deepen our connection to our resting mind. Something that would educate us about sleep and the importance of sleep. So we use EEG technology. This is an EEG headset. And this headset reads the electrical activity that occurs inside my brain. So the graph that you see now is an image of my brainwaves in action. And this is really, a graph is just an abstract visualization. Somebody has just decided this is a good way to represent what's happening inside our brain. But it's not the only way we can represent things. We find that potentially it's much more interesting to use other aesthetically appealing methods to help people connect with what's happening inside their mind. For example, this is our exhibition Dream 2.2 at the National Taiwan Museum of Fine Art. And everyday people can come along, put on a headset, and their brainwaves control the audio and the visuals in the exhibition space. So this is all happening in real time, and the different brainwaves affect and change different aspects of the installation. We invite people to come and stop and take rest and breathe deeply so that they can form a deeper connection with stillness. And the more still they are, the less fragmented, the more consistent the exhibition images are. We also did a series of performances at the National Taiwan Museum of Fine Art, and we had 2 sleeping teenagers. They were really asleep. And Justin and I are here with MIDI controllers, and we're able to shift between the different brainwave patterns of the teenagers and allow the different brainwave patterns to control different parts of the exhibition. Audiences can walk within this immersive environment. We created large PVC transparent plastic drops and placed them like a maze so that people can walk amongst this maze, and we project the abstract imagery that's being controlled in real time by the sleeping teenagers' brainwaves, and we project onto this plastic, and some of the plastic collects the imagery, the transparency allows it to shift through, and so there's layers and layers of abstract imagery that's shown. All the surrounding walls are mirrored, so it's a disorienting space. But it's meant to be kind of like that, because the idea is that in a poetic sense, you're able to walk in the dreams of others. We've also run brainwave art workshops here in Asia and in Australia, and we ask participants to make an image that's inspired by their dreams. Anybody can do this, you don't need special skills. We then digitise this image. During the workshops, participants can wear an EEG headset, and their brainwaves in real time animate, change, and control their image. It's really fun. You can play and experiment with the different ways that your brainwaves work. And we've discovered that it's a more interesting and a deeper relationship that can be formed than one when you're looking just at a simple graphical readout of your brainwaves. It's a much closer relationship because it's a relationship between you and an image that you yourself have designed. We also teach relaxation methods, and this is so that people can learn and see in real time the effects that relaxation has on their brainwaves. So the more you relax, your image becomes almost still. We invite everyday people to come and use our technology. So far, all of our workshops and installations have been free, which is really important to us because we don't want there to be a barrier between the work that we do and everyday people. We want it to be open for everybody. And we understand that technology's played a big role in our kind of fractured relationship with sleep. You know, it's largely to do with our addiction to these wonderful, intriguing devices that we have. But at Pluginhuman, we believe it's not about denying access to technology, but about teaching healthy technology practices. And we've discovered that there are simple methods that you can use, simple changes that you can make in your life to improve the quality of your sleep. And these changes involve turning off your devices an hour before sleep or using relaxation methods before you sleep. And they don't cost any money, they're cost-free. But while there's no cost for the individual, we believe there does need to be a public education program around this. And in Australia, this is beginning, so that our relationship with technology can be one that is sustainable. It's interesting, we talk about sustainability in terms of our relationship with the earth, and this is really important to have a solid ecological relationship with the earth that we live within. But I believe it's also important to have this understanding of our relationship with technology, and is that sustainable? How do we make that sustainable? And for me, that's one of the really interesting questions as we move into, the age of automation or the, Industry 4.0, whatever you want to call it, is that we need to make this relationship sustainable. And this is as well as making artworks that, we just believe in terms of our fantastical visions of the world. We're also wanting to leave some positive, better place behind us as well with plug-in-human. So this is a deeper goal of not just making aesthetically and pleasing environments, but hopefully improving the human condition. So the good news is, if you are tired, there are simple steps that you can take. And we're here to help. We're running workshops here for the next 3 days. We're in Incheon tomorrow, and we're here in Tank 6, I believe. Yeah, Tank 6 on Friday and Saturday, running workshops to do with the brainwave art system. And of course, we don't work alone. Plug-in-human is based in a research lab at RMIT University in the School of Design. And this is in Melbourne, Australia. This is our core team, Justin, myself, and Professor Florian Müller. And we're focused on how to disappear the interface. This is our kind of technological curiosity amongst our work. We're really interested in further integrating the interface into the human experience. We see Dream 2.2 as being, it's run, there's computers, there's projectors, there's a whole bunch of technology that we're running, but the central system is the human body. So the resting, sleeping person is our central system that's driving what we're doing, and this for us is super exciting. The work that we're developing right now is collecting more senses and more sensory information that we can from the body, and using this to drive immersive audiovisual environments. And so we're just going further and further in to integrate the technological experience and the human experience. So we'd like to thank you so very much for inviting us here, Cases and Arte. We've had a wonderful week running workshops here already and an artwork. We've got acrylic pieces along the glass doors on the entrance, right at the bottom. Feel free to take one and go up to Tank 6. Why not? Just play, have some fun. It's really important in life. This is a simple task. It doesn't involve a lot. You might meet somebody else, talk to them around, about the artwork. This is an essential part of life. So join in, make an artwork with us while you're here. And thank you so much for having us.